Well, since I decided to come here, I knew this would happen. Probably. For 5 days, I knew this would happen. Absolutely. And it doesn't make it any better when it actually does happen. But for some reason, sitting around thinking about how you're going to sit in your tent and weather out a storm seems kind of like romantic. Like it reminds me of that REO Speedwagon song, Riding the Storm Out. But when it's actually happened, it just sucks, you know. As I lay here in the rain, I keep thinking about how I have to go get a vasectomy pretty soon. And I'm always thinking about that and how much that's gonna suck, you know. And then when it happens, it'll suck. But I just didn't picture this sucking quite so much.
I hadn't thought about the song Riding the Storm Out, but I will be now. It'll be stuck in my head for a little while. Thanks, Steve. Yeah. Here I go again on my own. That's not the same song, but no, but that's usually the song I sing when I think about riding the storm out. Yeah, I was thinking about how I'm hoping that Joe and Brian aren't figuring out how to do mutiny on our dry little hump here, and I hope that they're not in a puddle over there thinking about how they're going to take over our situation here in another 24 hours.
This is not a place I need to come back to. It's very beautiful, but as far as like hunting here, I gotta think there's places that are more pleasurable and probably more fruitful. It's an interesting experience, even though it's only been like 1 day. It's interesting just being here because of the solitude, because it's very beautiful. It's incredible. I mean, just looking out at these mountains and the lakes, and it's amazing. But what's weird is I kind of knew that we were going to get wet, but I didn't think that you'd stay wet. I figured there'd be like a way to dry off, but there's really not a way to dry off here.
It's impossible to stay totally dry when it's always raining. So everybody's pretty much hunkered down in their tents, and it's like 5 right now. And there's really nothing to do, so I'll be here in my tent, and I'm going to read, I'm going to daydream, and then I'm going to stare at nylon, and then I'm going to try to sleep, or just stay warm. So, good times. And I will say this, I'm going to, in the minute the weather breaks, and if I see a buck, I will be taking it out on that buck. One shot though, humane, quickly, heart, lungs, through the boiler room.